What's up, guys? Michael Martin here, and we are sitting on it's Monday, sitting on the back deck. I was gonna get some rays, but I figured I'd put the umbrella up. The sun was just too bright. Obviously, I still got my shades on. Let me get these out of the way too. But anyway, guys, it is, like I said, TGIM. Man, I just want to tell you, share how our weekend went. You know, just some more explosions in our business due to iPass, Prosperity Team System, Empower Network, all that stuff. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta. Been out here for a little bit, and some of this stuff starts to wear off, and then they start hovering. And down here in Georgia, man, mosquitoes are they've been I just want to cuss about it. They've been horrible this summer. I hadn't been able to actually really hang out outside that often just because of them. It's just been horrible. But anyway, guys, because we got like a pond over there, and then this thing gets water in it, and they're just everywhere, and it's rained so much. But anyway, breakthroughs. You want to hear some breakthroughs? Guys, in our business just over this weekend, we had another $3,000 day. It actually happened on Friday when I was laying on the couch recovering from a concert the night before. I really didn't do much that day, but happened to get the email saying, had another $3,000 commission come through. So, guys, that's several 3,000. Let's see here. That's our third $3,000 commission, just $3,000 commission in probably the past 40 days or so. Not to mention everything else that comes in on top of that. I think we closed out the month of July right around $7,800, and then we got a nice roll to this month already. We're right at $4,000 for this month. So, guys, income disclaimer: results aren't typical, but neither is Empower Network. But guys, here's the thing. And here's what I want to touch on today about that, is, guys, your past doesn't dictate your future. It has no bearing on it. I think I just shared a little bit before in maybe an email or so. I don't even remember if I did it on a video or not. Just been doing a lot of videos here lately and a lot of hangouts. But, guys, we were bankrupt and foreclosed on less than 10 months ago. I mean, it was February when we moved into this house, and this house, I think I talked about in the last video, this is our rental house now because we got foreclosed on our house. We can't buy a house. They just changed the laws around where we can actually get into a new FHA within a year now, but they're still screwing up our whole foreclosure. Some bank bought it out before they foreclosed on it the last second, so that's just a whole nother headache. But you know what, honestly, we really don't care right now. We don't have time to worry about it because we just got so many great things going on here. So to go from broke, busted, and disgusted, back then, golly, just 10 months ago, guys. I'm sitting here thinking back to when I was struggling, and not just when I was struggling in home-based business, but when I would fight with my wife, when we were just like, can we do this? We wish we could do that. Are we going to make Christmas work? It was... If you got kids around, go ahead and put them up for a minute, because I want to share something that happened over the weekend. We were sitting at lunch Saturday, I think it was, or Saturday evening dinner. Our son's 13; he's a little bit older. So and I thought that we'd already had the Santa talk with him, and somehow Christmas came up in the conversation, and I made some sort of remark that we're Santa, and he's kind of like, "What are you talking about?" And then Chrissy's kicking me under the table going, "Shut up, Michael." I'm like, I thought we already had this talk. And it was just funny because we were sitting there, and then it hit me. It's like, he doesn't even know Santa's not real. And I'm like, started asking him all these questions, Well, what do your friends say? Well, most of them don't believe, but I tell them they're crazy, that kind of thing. It's just hilarious. Chrissy's like melting. She's over there kind of like, he's so adorable, because he's our only one. He's the only child. So she's trying to preserve that babiness, and I'm the one who thinks, he needs to grow up a little bit. These kids are going to make fun of him. He's 1 year old. He's like 8th grade. He's 1 year away from high school. He needs to know. So Chrissy's kind of looking at me across the table. I didn't say that, but that's what I was thinking. I think she could read me. I mean, we've been together long enough where she can just read me. So she's kind of like, "Tyler, do you really want to know the truth?" Because the conversation was leaning towards telling him, and just to let him know. And I think there's value in your kid knowing those things as they get older, and especially because they have to know that you have to work hard for things, and that we have to work hard for things as parents, and that they should be grateful that their parents can provide things for them like they do at Christmas. And also just to get the focus, he's at that age now where we're Christians, he needs to get the focus off of the gift giving and Santa, and we need to focus on Jesus. So I think it's good to know he's at that age, he needs to know. So anyway, you may disagree, you may agree. If you disagree, put it in the comments below. If you agree, put it in the comments below. Do whatever you want, but that's my take on it. So Anyway, so we tell him. He was like just baffled. He had no idea. I was like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Because I found out when I was young, so I didn't experience this. My wife said she didn't find out she was 14 or 15, and she went through the whole thing like he did, all just baffled, upset, just like whatever. But when we were talking to him, it took me back, and we were talking to him about that string of years. I'm probably like 2008, 2009, more 2009, 2010, 2011, and even 2012. As we were losing our home, those four years or whatever were very, very tough. Now I will say this, and this is what I told our son was, we always made Christmas work. We always made things happen. But see, he didn't understand the struggle that went on behind it. And that's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of like every year come about September, we were like, how are we going to do this? How are we going to make this happen? We know what he's going to want. We already, your kids, you know what they're going to ask for before they even write it on their list. And it just made me think back to like, what, man, I mean, we couldn't even, we were barely paying our power bill. Our cell phones were getting cut off like every other month because we'd have to stagger the payment and everything else. I mean, how are we going to make Christmas happen? And somehow we made it work. And I was just thinking back to those days, and I know that it's hard. I know there's people that are going through it right now. It may be you going through it right now. I mean, by now you've seen the upsides of what I do. I mean, you either have gotten my emails or this may be your first video or email, but for most of you, you've seen, that we've been having some great success here. But guys, we've been down that road. We've not had a lot, and it really, really, really put things in perspective over the weekend when I started thinking back to those days and how I never want to go back to them again, and that this year is going to be completely different. This year, we're in a position to do some big things. And the thing is, for him, things won't change, really. Things won't change because we never not provided for him for Christmas and things like that. But for us as parents, being able to sit back and go, we got this, and not have to stress. Guys, that's freedom. That's a sweet spot to be in. And to be able to do that from home, no boss, other than my dogs down here telling me they need to go to the bathroom. I mean, they control me a good bit, but no bosses, nobody telling us what to do, paying us what we're worth. We go out and we do our thing. And like I said, you've got to be a hustler. You've got to be a grinder. You've got to be able to just keep going when it gets tough. Because that's what got us here. That's what got us here. We don't have all this experience like some of these people, like everybody thinks that most of us who are successful do. I was a college dropout. Let's run back real quick. And this is kind of a long video, but it's cool. It's Monday. We're just rambling. But I was a college dropout. Number one, I was a music major, of all things. Now, I did do well in high school. I'll give it that. But I went to college and I partied. My parents were pretty strict on me in high school. I just said, you know what, I'm just going to do it. Came back after 1 year, didn't go back. Fell into heavy drug use. I fell into ecstasy and cocaine use, mainly cocaine for like maybe about 4 years, until I actually got out of a relationship. Within a year, met my current wife, my only wife, my first and only wife. And guys, and totally changed things then. Got into the restaurant industry, lost it. So there were 2 points in my life where I felt like a failure with the drugs, and then a failure with the business. So I really had some down time. So once when I was trying to pull myself out of the business thing, some stuff caught up with us that put us even more behind, forced us in the bankruptcy and the foreclosure. So guys, when I got into Empower, I was on my lowest point. But I can tell you, your past does not dictate your future. It's what you do with what you have right now. You can start a new day every single day. Any minute you can make a change. You can decide that you can change everything in an instant. And it's cool because it's Monday. So people like to think of Monday as a start day. Monday doesn't have to be a start day to your work week. It could be the start date for the rest of your life. It could be the start date to go after your goals. But you have to find the right vehicle, guys, and that's what we have here, hands down. I can just say that. I mean, you know why? Because it worked for me. Just a college dropout, ex-drug addict, failed traditional business, which I try not to look at that as a failure. I can say the economy failed me, but at the same time, it failed either way. It still failed. And I still dusted myself back up, got going, and here we are today. And now we're launching iPass this week with the media kits, one of the strongest business systems ever, that is going to be pretty much the wealth creation system that we have linked up with Empower Network. So guys, Prosperity Team, Empower Network, that's where we're at, that's what we're doing right now. And guys, it's all up to you. Do you want to start a new day? It's up to you. Check out the video below. There's a link there. Click it. If you're already on my list, if you're just getting this video because you're getting an email, then guess what? Go back to the email and either click watch the video or just click the damn join button. Just click it. It's time to take action. So guys, have a wonderful Monday, and we will see you on the next one. Peace.